All right, guys, it's Sebastian with the Boxing Mob. I'm here with Edgar Berlanga for Fight Hub TV. Edgar, first and foremost, I want to jump right into it. Turkey, he's promoting this fight, and he's been pretty vocal about, kind of wanting Shiraz to win,
Yeah.
saying that he's got, big plans for him and all that. What's your reaction to pretty much the guy promoting this fight, wanting low-key you to lose?
Um, I'm gonna make an offer to him fight week. I'm not saying it on here, but I'm gonna make an offer to him fight week. I don't really care about his plans. You know what I'm saying? I'm the chosen one for a reason. I name myself the chosen one for a reason. God chose that name for me, and I know who I work with. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really pressed about what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he's not going in there and fighting for his fighter. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here and I'm putting in the work. I'm out here, in Colorado in the mountains working for a reason, you know what I'm saying? So those plans that he have, I could give two shits about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna handle my business, and I'm gonna shut everybody's mouths and all his mouths, you know what I'm saying? All his people's, I'm gonna shut them up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make Turkey work for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you go, that's what bosses do. You know what I'm saying? I'm a boss at the end of the day. And I don't care about money, I don't care about none of that shit. You can have gazillion dollars in the world, you know what I'm saying? But a guy like me, I don't give a fuck about that. I know whatever he's saying is bullshit, you know? I want to see him saying that to my face because I'm gonna tell him the truth was you know what I'm saying? What I really want to tell him in fight week. So, you know, I take it how it is, you know what I'm saying? I'm locked in on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? July 12th. I know that all odds is against me. But like I said, I know who I work with and I know that I'm the chosen one and I know that I took this fight for a reason. A lot of these fighters didn't take this fight because of they saying religion and because they feel like Turkey's gonna get robbed and you know Teofimo don't want to fight Devin because he was talking about religion and then Tank was saying he didn't want to fight Devin because if he goes over there they're gonna try to rob him and he has to knock him out in order to win all this stuff. But like I said, man, I believe in my skill. I believe I believe in God and I know what I'm capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of going to war against 1,000. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid. I know who I am. I know what type of heart I got and what type of balls I got in my mindset. You know what I'm saying? I'm a killer. So, you know, I'm going in there and I'm gonna handle my business and I'm gonna come out victorious.
No, 100%. I mean, you talk the talk, but obviously you walk the walk and you prove it in the ring, and that's really what matters, and you do that. But I want to get your thoughts too a little bit previous to that, obviously, on Caleb Plant, somebody you've been vocal about. He's been vocal about you. Fans have been wanting to see that fight too. But what are your thoughts on his last fight? And is that still someone you want to fight after, well, his loss and the way he lost?
Yeah, of course I still want to fight him. I don't care about that. Like he's still a name in the sport, It don't really matter if he still got it in him. Obviously he got to do that rematch and he got to beat that dude, in order to get back in the drawing books and and he has to look good doing it. But I don't mind giving him a rematch. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind giving him a fight. Um, I still want to fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? All that shit he was talking, I still want to beat the shit out of him. So it don't really matter.
I want to get your thoughts too, now that it's kind of solidified with the B sample coming back with Munguia. I mean, what's your reaction to this failing the PEDs?
Yeah, I don't even know. There's no comment to that. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, I heard that that's never happened to him until he got with Reynoso's group, you know what I'm saying? So maybe they are doing shit that they're not supposed to be doing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they didn't clean him out at the right time and he got caught up. So I'm tight about that too, because that was a big fight that was
Yeah.
gonna happen in the horizon for me and him. So he's gonna have to get suspended, obviously, and have to sit out for a while. I don't know how long, probably 6 months to a year. So I guess I'll just wait for him too. I just got to focus on July 12th. After that, anything can go.
Talk to me about Canelo Crawford. Now, specifically, not so much, yeah, you can give me, who you think's going to win and all that, but I want to get your thoughts really on, as somebody who has been in there with Canelo, as yourself, right? You got the experience, you got really the resume to talk about it. What would you say to Crawford that he needs to look out for since you've been in there? I mean, any advice to him?
First of all, he got to go in there and he just got to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He got to go in there. I think Crawford just got to go in there and do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? He got to just be Crawford. Show his IQ, show him why he's a two-time undisputed, world champion, and go in there with confidence. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's a big weight difference, a big weight jump. That could be a difference in the fight. Because obviously, it's like me jumping up to heavyweight. Obviously, I'm a foot of power. I'm a foot of the that size difference, compared to my other fights. So I just think that he got to go in there and just be himself. And I said, if he loses, we'll just all know that, hey, he just jumped up 2 weight classes to be great. You know what I'm saying? It's not, he can't really, he's testing himself. He's putting himself, testing himself I guess a great fighter. So, and I don't doubt him. I don't got no doubt in my mind. He's a 2-time undisputed world champion for a reason. So, and I don't think none's gonna phase him in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the power, maybe the size, you know what I'm saying? And Canelo, he's not knocking Canelo out. So he just gotta go in there just IQ.
Would you lean towards Canelo still in that fight?
I got faith in him. I think Crawford could do it. You know what I'm saying? I think he could do it. Just like I said, just the size, the only shit that throws the fight off is the size and obviously the power. And Canelo's IQ too, because Canelo got IQ, you know what I'm saying? And Canelo fought a lot much bigger guys. So I know the Crawford's power ain't gonna phase him. I know Crawford's size ain't gonna phase him either, you know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Now, speaking of Canelo, you've mentioned before that you feel you deserve the rematch against Canelo. You know, some people feel different. A lot of people do want to see that because it
A
was
lot of
entertaining
people,
and it was a good
a lot of
fight.
people, a lot of people. That's the reason why I was really like pushing for it now because I'm like, damn, all these
Yeah.
people like even the Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? You know how many thousands of Mexicans, bro, that I've run into, and they like, yo, y'all need that rematch. Like, y'all need it. Like, the second one, you're going to beat them. You know what I'm saying? You just needed that experience, because I never fought. And remember, I'm the only guy in my generation that fought a legend. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the guys I grew up with, coming up with, I'm the only guy that fought a legend. You know what I'm saying? And I know that with that experience that I caught and I went through everything I had to go through, you know what I'm saying? The experience, not just being in the ring, but the build up to the fight, all that takes a toll on the fight, you know what I'm saying? And if you're not ready for that, that alone just takes a lot of energy out of you. And when you come to fight, you can't perform, So I know for sure, like, now that, I win this fight July 12th, and if, I could talk, work something out with Turkey, we could probably make it happen next year.